Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today to learn how to sell the world by rail. And we are joined by our lovely presenter today. Some of you may already know him, but for those who don't, his name is Ivan Mansonet, and he is the National Sales Manager for Canada at Railbookers and joining us from BC today. So thank you so much, Ivan, for joining us. Happy to see you. So with that, I will pass it over to Ivan. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Alice, and thank you so much, Baxter Media, for having me today and promote traveling by rail. You know, traveling by rail these days is booming. It's booming for different reasons. It's comfortable, it's convenient, it's fast. And here at Railbookers, we are the experts to ensure that we can make that happen for all your clients. Again, my name is Ivan Manzanet. I'm the National Sales Manager for Railbookers, taking care of all travel advisors in Canada from coast to coast. Before we start telling you what is the most amazing destinations to unlock for this summer, I wanted to introduce a little more for all of you that are not very familiar with Railbookers. So first of all, I want to be sure that everyone understands that Railbookers, it's a worldwide FIT supplier. Yes, worldwide. We not only work in North America, we also work South America, South Africa, anywhere in Europe, New Zealand, Australia. I always say, when there is rail, there is Railbookers. And how we become the experts. As you see in the slide in the lower part, you can see part of our direct contracting networks. We do have direct contracting with the most important networks around the world, allowing us to see schedules and pricing up to 2 years in advance. And now, before we start this great presentation, let me showcase a great video of the 7 most famous trends right now. Who wants to travel with me? What beautiful scenery, and many of them are showcasing actually in Switzerland. Also, I wanted to let everyone know that we are a worldwide company. We do have people working around the world, and this allows us to actually have many award winnings on the industry as the experts on rail vacations. Remember, we are an FIT supplier that we put all the components together of your trips for your customers. Not only hotels, we actually work with activities, experiences, transfers. And many of you wonder, who is the traveler for Railbookers? I always say, everyone that wants to discover comfortable, fast, and convenient a country, you can use Railbookers. And the way we have it actually described on our website, we do have it by different likes. Sometimes clients are celebrating a 50-year anniversary. What a great way to actually celebrate a 50-year anniversary going on the Orient Express. What about families with children? We've been seeing a huge increase of train travel with kids. Kids love to discover the different countries, but in a comfortable way. You can have them running around. What about friends? Friends that wants to discover a multi-country destinations, Spain, Portugal, France. It allows you to do that. And don't forget the pre and post cruise extensions. 35% of the business that we do here in Canada for Railbookers are for all of you booking a cruise, river or ocean with a supplier, and then adding that as an extra extension. So continue having those great conversations with your clients to find out what is the reason why they decided to travel. Now, one thing that is also very important, all of you know how difficult it is to, try to figure it out which train stations your clients are going to stop, where they're going to discover. Did you know that we have over 36,000 train stations in Europe? Can you imagine doing that yourself? You need an expert like ourselves to ensure that we can make that happen. Remember, we're able to book and lock the price up to 2 years in advance. And it's not only a regular a standard train, let's say a regional train from point A to point B. Of course, we are able to do overnights. We can do luxury trains. We also do high-speed trains. And remember, it is mandatory for you to book accommodations to be able to book rail with us. Now, just a reminder, we are an FIT supplier, and this is very important. Where we are a solution for you, a one-stop to ensure that your trains, your hotels, 3, 4, 5-star, you can combine them if you wish. Your sightseeing experience, activities, hop on, hop off in London, but maybe a private tour in Sagrada Familia or a cooking class in Rome. Your transfers, car service from the hotel to the train station, maybe to the airport, wherever your clients need. And in some locations, we do have also ferries to book for you. Now, everyone should be excited. We do have a flash sale right now until June 13. So ensure that you are mentioning this to your travel agent in our site, that you can have up to $800 off. Okay, so be ensured that any quotes that you're having for the next weeks, it is before June 13. Okay, you have time to present your clients. Remember, we do quotes under 24 hours. Sometimes if you give us a phone call, we have it in under 1 hour. So this is the difference and the value proposition that we have here at Railbookers. Instant quote. You don't have to wait much longer. If any of you are not getting any contact from my team, you know how to reach me. Send me an email and I will ensure I have someone reaching out to you right away. And now, before I explain a little more about education and how familiar you need to be with the website, let's do a quiz for $50 to see who is the first person that is going to answer on the chat. How many train stations are in Europe? And the first person that answers in here will get a $50 and we'll have that sent back. Excellent. The first person I see that answer was Lena. No, Lena says 32. It's actually Jeffrey is 36. Very good, Jeffrey. My team will contact you for that. Okay, thank you very much. Let's continue with the presentation. Now, it is important, all of you, to ensure that you become familiar with the website. Why the website? The website gives you enough content for all of you to ensure that you can continue having those great conversations with your clients when your clients asking for a future trip. And remember, we are an FIT supplier that we use rail as a mode of transportation to make it comfortable, convenient. But on a trip, you may only use 2 days of train because your clients decided to stay in Cinque Terre for 5 nights, or maybe in Venice for another 2 nights, or maybe in my town, Barcelona. Okay, so just be aware of that we are an FIT putting all the components together to ensure that we make it. And the idea is to give you a solution on time, because you know how long it takes to build an FIT. So the way you are going to see it on our website, let's say that you have clients interested in Switzerland, which is the second destination for Canadians to travel by rail. You know, scenery, how beautiful it is. 99.8% of the trains in Switzerland are on time. Can you imagine if all the airlines in Canada were the same? We'll be living in a dream place. Anyways, so the first thing you're going to see clients are going into Switzerland. Instead of calling us, let's take a look at our website and see the different itineraries that Railbookers offers for you. Once you click on top destinations, you are going to see Switzerland in the drop. And there is a different way for you to look at Switzerland itineraries. You can go by popular destinations, as you see right now on this slide, Basel, Geneva, Lausanne. But also, we do have a filter down below that is marked in red, where you can actually choose the destinations or cities that you want your clients to be. These itineraries, there are 5,000 already pre-built. So that way you can actually see, oh, my client wants to go to St. Moritz. They wants to go to Tirano. They want to go to Zermatt. Or maybe you want to do a multi-destinations. You want to do Barcelona, Madrid, Lisboa, Porto. Or you want to do Paris, Lyon, Barcelona. You're able to put all that together, and by default, the website will give you all the itineraries that they are actually ready. Now, if you click too many cities and it says no results, don't stress. That means that they're not super popular, but you can request. Remember, everything that we do is customized to your client's length of stay and budget. So it's very important that you pass that information to our reservations agents and say, look, my clients are interested in Switzerland. I see your itinerary that I see right now is at 10 days, but unfortunately, my clients only have 8 days. Can you make that happen? And of course, we will make it happen. Okay, it's important that you have an idea of flights and sometimes destinations of arrival, port of arrival and port of departure, because that way we'll make it simple. Okay, but also ensure that use rail as a mode of transportation to make more efficient and sometimes a different experience for your clients. Because if you see just your flights from Canada to Zurich doesn't work, why you don't try to see maybe an itinerary that starts in Venice, Italy, and goes up to Switzerland, and be offering something outside the box, something that not everyone is offering, and always giving that opportunity. Maybe your flights, let's say another example for Barcelona, the flights are very expensive for whatever reason. There is a tech conference. Why you don't give the opportunity maybe to fly to Madrid, give them the opportunity to experience the capital of Spain, a couple of days, and then taking the high-speed train from Madrid to Barcelona in 2.5 hours. In this case, you are giving the experience to visit a new city that was not on their mind, and also experience a high-speed train, bullet train that we don't have here in North America, adding an extra experience. Now, Talking about itineraries on the website, very descriptive, very easy to follow, a nice map with the different trains, and also a very descriptive itinerary by day 1, day 2, day 3. Now, it is important also that you open up those day 1, day 2, day 3, because it gives you a small description of what your clients will be doing or what is the description on that specific location, but also give you the opportunity to see the different hotel availability that we offered. We have plenty of contracts in our database. However, that will be the ones that are more popular. So if you know that your clients like 4-star hotels, you can open on the day 1, day 2, depends on the location, and you can see the different opportunities that we have for hotels. That's the only ones that we have? No, we have plenty more. But of course, we are not going to put popular ones. So you can give an idea. And remember, 3, 4, and 5. And you can combine them in the case. Sometimes people say, I want to be more price oriented for my clients because they want to spend more time in more money in activities. They don't care about the hotels. Fine. Then choose 3-star hotels. Let them, our team know. And then maybe you want to finish with a beautiful palazzo in Venice on a 5-star, or you want to be in Barcelona in a beautiful architectural Gaudi looking building on a 5-star in Ramblas. Okay, for example. So remember, you can combine, but it's important that you keep those conversations with your clients. It's never afraid. Don't be afraid ever to ask, Mr. Smith, are we talking about a $10,000 itinerary or are we talking about 20? There's a big difference on it. So it is important that you keep those conversations flowing. Okay, yes, no one likes to talk about money, but it's very different experience to do Europe with 5,000 to do 10 to do 20. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Also, don't be afraid to actually share part of the information that you find in our website with your clients. In here, you're going to see a very descriptive of what's included on that itinerary. One thing that I need to ensure that all of you are familiar with is that the price that you see on the website is starting from. Remember, we work with dynamic rates. And for all of you that doesn't know where dynamic rates is, it just depends on demand. So if there is a destination, there is a huge demand, of course, those rates are going to be changing, but also depends on the day of the trip. It could be that, the price in November is very different than July or August. So usually the price that we put on the website are usually the lowest of the year, plus the 3-star hotels. Depends on the itinerary. There's some itineraries that actually focus on high-end product. That is a 5-star hotel plus high-end trains. So just look at the descriptions, but be aware of that. It's always starting from. That's one of the questions that I usually get. Yvonne, the price on the website is a little misleading. It's not misleading. It's just, I want to explain, similar to airlines or any other product that works with dynamic rates. Okay. Now, activities. You can add as many different activities as you wish. Many of the itineraries already have some included. However, not everyone likes the same things on a destination. You may like to do a hop on, hop off, but for example, my mom and dad love going to cooking classes. I don't know why, because mom, you are not listening to me. She's a great mom, but not the best cook, okay? But they love to experience new. So when they go to a destination, they want to have that experience to be able to learn how to cook. So if they go to Rome or in Cinque Terre, they like to maybe how to do pizza, how to do breadsticks, how to do maybe in Valencia or Barcelona, a paella. So remember, in the website, we do have a link that actually showcases all the different activities that are extra on the top destinations. I do invite everyone to ensure that you take a look. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me, but that is actually located on travel styles and in where to start. And then on the first column, you are going to find sightseeing and activities. If it's great, you choose actually the location, like you see in this slide. In this slide, we do choose Switzerland and live here Geneva. Imagine that your clients are traveling with two teenagers and they love watchmaking. What a great opportunity to actually do a half a day or 3 hours tour that they're going to showcase how to build a watch. Okay, and like I say, it can be in another destination, can be a private tour in Barcelona looking at the Gaudi museums, or it can be like a paella cooking class. Okay, so just be aware of that we have everything for everyone. Now, this is something that I'm so excited to showcase, and it's only actually one date. The experience Vatican like never you done before. It's an exclusive after hour tour. It's actually September the 8th. There is around 20 seats. We already have, you cannot book at this moment this individually, it has to be done on a package. And there's already a few itineraries already built for these packages. Okay, remember, everything is about experiences, and this is a great opportunity that our team went ahead and contract. Very limited space. So if you are interested, you can look already on these couple itineraries that we already have in the website. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. But I'm very excited about this on this year. Now, also, talking about education, it is important that we educate our clients of how it is traveling by rail. We know that it's convenient, that it's fast in some destinations. Let's put it that way. It's comfortable, but it's all about the experience of traveling by rail. Remember, the trains take you to the city center. It's a very different experience than getting into an airport. When you are going to be away, an hour. Craziness of the airports, everyone knows. You get into an industrial area, there is nothing to look. Just imagine getting in Switzerland or getting in Spain or getting in Milan or even Roma Termini, and you see all those beautiful buildings. So remember, it's about the experience. What about also when you're departing, let's say Rome to Florence, Florence to Venice, and you take a train in the afternoon? How nice it is to get up at 8, 9 o'clock, get up, going for breakfast, and enjoy a breakfast, and then walk to the train station and take the train. Remember, 30 minutes prior, the check-in needs to be done. And it's a great experience instead of leaving the hotel 4 hours before, because you get into the airport. And also the same with upgrades on the journey. It is important that you also have a conversation with your clients in our team to sometimes the experience of traveling by first class, business class compared to second class. Sometimes there is not a big difference on price. And if some of you have followed me in social media, I was in Spain over 2 months ago, and I did showcase how beautiful it is to travel in business class on the high-speed train. And the difference on price was not a big. So keep that in mind, that there is opportunities to do that. And here it is also an opportunity with Eurostar. So I would say many of the trains, unless there is a regional train, they actually have the opportunity to actually upgrade. So keep that in mind. If you think that your clients are ones that would like to spare a little more comfortable, you know what? Why not? Have that experience to them. And one of the examples is Train Italia. What a beautiful way to actually showcase, business or first class. If you have not tried Train Italia before, I do recommend you to do that. Now, a lot of the advisors also ask me, Ivan, what about transfers? Yes, we do. So that's one of the main products that we do offer. You don't have the opportunity to actually include car service from the hotel to the airport, airport to hotel, train station, port to the hotel, train station. So just be aware, this is something of a product that we are able to do that. Now, Also, a lot of people ask me, Yvonne, can I book last minute? Can I book for next week? Of course, it's so funny that I'm mentioning this right now because, we were talking with my team in the US a couple minutes before I jump in this webinar. And we had actually a client calling 3 days before that they wanted to go to Italy. And we were able to book everything, activities, trains, hotels, 3 days, and they're already in Italy. So talking about last minute, remember, we're open to last minute up to 2 years in advance. We're able to lock the price 2 years in advance. So for those of you that sell a lot of the river cruises and ocean cruises, that your clients are coming to book that with enough time, why you don't have the opportunity to actually be able to book that in advance? And once you put the deposit, $250 non-refundable per person, only on the standard regular packages. Of course, it's going to be a 30 or 35% on the luxury trains packages. But you don't have to look back at that. You don't have to go back a few months before. Remember, many of the rail networks, they don't put the schedules only maybe a few weeks, a month, 2 months. Are you going to be waiting to put in your calendar, book the train, when you can have an expert on the rail and do that for you 2 years in advance? Now, and talking about pre and post cruises, and experiences, it is so nice to be able, someone that is traveling from Canada to Europe to do a river cruise. Of course, you want to experience that destination a few days prior and sometimes a few days after. The good thing about rail, it brings you to places where the cruise lines cannot bring you. And you're able to actually sometimes even combine countries. And the great example that I mentioned is with Switzerland and Italy. What about Portugal and Spain? Or maybe those clients that have back-to-back cruises. The other day, one of the travel advisors called me, say, Yvonne, I do have these two cruises, one going from Rome to Barcelona. Always makes me happy when everyone goes to Spain, and of course Barcelona. And then I have another cruise line that I book from Lisboa to the north of Spain to south of France. And I say, I won't tell the name of the advisor because in case you know, it's an amazing travel advisor though. I say, why you don't do this? Why you don't, let's go jump on the website and I'm going to show you an itinerary that is going to make you so happy. So we give the opportunity to do a Barcelona, Madrid, Lisboa. It's a 6 nights and be able to do everything by rail and adding an extra experience to the clients that the clients did not have an idea because they were thinking to do it by flight, and adding an extra experience into them. So keep that in mind. Remember, we can go beyond any cruise port. And the website actually showcase many different itineraries. All the itineraries are actually over 100 already pre-built by destination. So please take a look on the travel styles, pre or post extensions, and you can decide by destination. You have Mediterranean cruises, you have Danube, you have whatever you wish, you have it there. Okay. And remember, this is content that is already built for you to make it simple, but everything that we do is actually customized. So keep that in mind. And the way that is also customized, we already have packages that are already built depending on the likes of your clients. Okay, we do have packages that are actually built to showcase first timers to Europe, make it easier to go from one country to another. We also have those beautiful famous trains like the Glacier Express, Bernina Express, or maybe your clients are looking for that experience to do overnight. If you never have tried an overnight rail, please do. It's, I think I don't know if all of you know that my background many years ago. So next year will be my 30th year in the hospitality industry. I started as a train attendant for Renfe, which is the national network in Spain. And I used to work on the sleeper trains for, part of the first 2 years. I was doing Barcelona, Zurich, Barcelona, Milano, and Barcelona, Paris. And it's a great experience. The thing is, many of the travelers that I met, and I met a lot of Canadians when I was there, I give the opportunity to sleep during the night, and then you get in destination and experience that and meet another travelers. Great way to do that. But also, it can be that you're looking for more of a high-end train. So remember, any luxury train like the Belmont, Royal Scotsman, you can do Robos in South Africa, the Gang in Australia, Maharajas Express in India. We do offer all of you. So take a look at the different packages that are offered. And remember, everything that we do is customized. A lot of you also ask me, Ivan, what is the most popular destinations that Canadians are actually, or travel advisors are booking in Canada? We know I'm going to tell you the first top destinations are going to be Italy, Switzerland, France, Ireland, Portugal, UK. However, if you want to see the most popular itineraries that are actually purchased by clients, through travel advisors, go on the top of the website. You are going to see travel styles, and the travel styles you are going to click, and you're going to put on the first column. You are going to see the most popular, and by default, it's going to give you the most popular itineraries. And remember, everything that we do can be customized. And here is some of the example of the most popular that we are. Now, why it's more popular is because some of them, they're great, amazing destinations, Switzerland, Italy. But remember, it doesn't mean that other destinations are not as important. These are the most popular. So if you want to see what is selling right now in the market, Ireland, what a great destination. Many of the consumers, they don't want to be driving on the left side. They don't want to be on a scooter tour, and they just want to sit, relax, and enjoy that beautiful view. And that's what Rail does. So that will be one of the great examples why a lot of people will be traveling in Ireland. Now, let me give you a video with what some of the travel advisors think about Railbookers.
Tiffany, if you'd be so kind to share with all the travel advisors out there what you booked, and I know you've made multiple bookings, but one of the recent bookings that you thought was really special that comes to mind, and why your clients were traveling.
My clients went a last-minute trip to Disneyland in Paris, and then to do a European leg, and Railbookers was wonderful, did one of the fastest turnaround itineraries, and made my clients' dreams come true.
For my clients booking from Amsterdam to Belgium and then to Paris, it really just felt like the glue in their puzzle piece and making their travel the best possible, and we wouldn't have done it without Railbookers.
Yes, just a really incredible experience working with customer service of Railbookers, because I booked a 4-day Edinburgh free cruise before they joined their Viking cruise in London, and they're just so excited about everything. They have a wonderful hotel right in the middle of Edinburgh, and then when they finish that, they'll be taking the train from Edinburgh to London to meet their trip, with a transfer at the end to take them to their hotel.
We took a direct train from Barcelona to Paris, and they loved it. Used Railbookers are so great. They can do everything, and my clients didn't have to do anything than tell them have fun.
Yeah, so they started in Switzerland, Lucerne, and they made their way to Paris.
Okay.
It was celebrating a high school senior, her graduation trip.
Yep.
And she was into fashion design, so she ended in Paris, did a fashion tour, and they had a great time together as a family for their last kind of trip together before she went off to college. But my travel tip is, I've used this a lot. It saves time. It helps you, the client, and our Railbookers representative all together work together, is to do a 3-way call with your client. And they it's easy and fast, and then you can knock out that quote and get them booked a lot quicker.
So I had a mother travel to Spain, flew into Madrid, took the train to Valencia to meet her daughter who'd been on a foreign study. So she got to see where her daughter had studied, then they took the train back to Madrid and flew home back to the States. Railbookers took care of that for us.
We arrived in Madrid.
Yep.
Railbookers picked them up at the airport, brought them to their hotel,
From there, Railbookers picked them up, brought them to the rail station. They went to Barcelona for Christmas. It was my client's 80th birthday. From there, we did Paris for New Year's Eve. Railbookers
cool.
once again came in big.
Yes.
Transfers picked up at the hotel, brought them to the train. All excursions, and then from there we did Zurich.
What a great 80th birthday, and honestly, thank you for choosing
Thank you
Railbookers.
for making my job easy.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
So this is a great feedback of where many travel advisors they think about us. I want to be sure that everyone understand that we are a solution. Have you seen many of the travel advisors talk about helps me with my time, making it easy, and that's what we want. When we are not a solution, that means that we are not doing enough for you. And just keep that in mind. We want to help you to make easy something that is real, can be complicated, and actually give you a great commission for a product that in the marketplace has never been paid properly. Now, how you book with us, and this is quite important for all of you to know. A lot of people say, Yvonne, I don't have the time to be on the phone and I'm a very busy travel advisor. Perfect. No worries about it. If you think that you don't have the time to be on the phone because they're building the quote instantly and they need you on the phone, the reason why they do that is because there is so many details that you don't want to go back and forth on the emails, right? So sometimes it's just easier. That's fine. If you have all the information that you need from your clients, your first and last name, we always need the name because we do that personalized, and it's important for us to get that. They get a beautiful link with their name and everything. It's great, very well done, great technology behind. Send me an email and I will send it to my team and someone will take care of, okay? Or just reach out to me by phone. But if you don't want to be on the phone, if you have work with another, with an agent before in our site, just email them. If you don't get an answer in 24 hours, please reach out to me. That means that maybe they're on vacation. They should have an out of office, but ensure that reach out to me. Remember, I'm here to support you and your business, okay? So just always keep that in mind. And one of the things that they mentioned on that video is the three-way calling support. It is great if you don't feel comfortable. We don't need you to be an expert on rail, but put together your clients, yourself, and ourselves, so we can have that three-way calling. It's helping sometimes to close that deal much faster. You can arrange that in advance, or you can arrange when you are doing that with the clients. And this is part of the photographs of part of my team. Remember, we travel a lot. We are showcasing rail products with different conference. We're doing farm tour for ourselves just to get better knowledge. But remember, we're always here to support you, okay? Now, also, we are becoming kind of a worldwide company. This made me very excited because when we came into Canada, in 2019 and then pandemic, we are still small, but now we've been featured in many of great magazines and TV. Rail is actually one of the products that is still quite of not known a lot, right? It's still there's a lot of to experience by many clientele. So keep that in mind, that you can give surprises. And talking about social media, it is very important that you follow up in our social media. Why? Because last week, I think it was, we gave away a trip to Italy. So if you don't want to miss that, remember to follow us in social media. It's also a great opportunity to showcase videos, different opportunities of itineraries, what's happening in the world of travel. Okay, so keep that in mind. It is important for you. And also, many of you like to promote rail in your Facebook page, on your business page. There is an advisor toolbox that you can access by adding your IATA and your email address there, and you will have plenty of information. You have different maps like promotions, brochures, videos. Now, many of you have requests from me, Yvonne, can you help me to promote this in my Facebook? I need a flyer with my logo. I'm going to go to a show, a consumer show. Can you do that for me? Please reach out to me. And like I say before, I'm here to support you and your business, and I'm happy to help you any that I can. Now, we do offer build your own farm. If any of you would like to go with their friends or family to discover Railbookers, you can have 20% off up to 4 people in your group once a year. If you decide to travel more than once a year, just contact me and see if I can make it happen. So just to finish this great presentation today, I want to be sure that everyone understands that we are an FIT supplier, one-stop shop to put everything together for you. So you don't have to spend that time. Now, we do have instant quotes. Remember, you should get your instant quotes by phone under an hour, if not up to 24 hours when you request it by email. And we are able to book that up to 2 years in advance, locking the price with a deposit that is non-refundable. Remember, different categories of hotels, 3, 4, and 5, and everything is actually in Canadian dollars. Remember, we are the experts on the rail. We can do any regional trail, we can do any long distance, we can do overnight, or we can do those beautiful luxury trains around the world. Remember, three-way calling if you need help to close that deal. And one of the most important things that I have not mentioned in my webinar today, 24/7 emergency line disruption. You are not anymore the 911 for your clients. We become the 911 for you. In all the documents, you get all those phone numbers that will help you to ensure that you can have a great night's sleep in the case that there is a disruption in destination. Now, for now, I want to say thank you to all of one. I have one more question to ask for that next $50 gift card. And then I can go through the questions later. But let's do it simple. What is the city that I'm actually from? Come on, I mentioned that a few times. Where is the city that I'm actually from? Yes! I'm from Barcelona! Everyone is excellent. Now, let's see who was the first one, because let's see. So many answers. Let me go back. I see Barcelona. Okay, the first one. I think I see Cynthia saying Barcelona was first. Yes, I see that. So congratulations, Cynthia. I will be, or my team will actually following you on that. Now, the webinar is over for today. However, I don't know if any of you have any questions that would like to ask me right now. I have a few minutes to spare with all of you. Well, great, Alice, great attendance today on this webinar, eh?
Yeah, it was good. Thanks everyone for being here. There was one question in the Q&A box, but you might have kind of already addressed this in the slides, but feel free to address it again. From Susan, will I be able to get a travel agent rate to experience this rail in Barcelona on August 6, 2025?
Yes. So So the fun rate, it's up to 4 people, any day, any trip, up to the time that you are able to actually book. Which right now we can book up to 2 years in advance. So that will be May 2027.
And then from Sandra, I may have missed this, but what is the commission?
So the commission all depends on your partnership with us, if you're a preferred or non-preferred. Now, there is I see there is a couple of questions here. But there is hello. There is Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi. I call it Wi-Fi because it's my Spanish, right? Yeah. So this is the good thing about I actually love traveling by rail for that. When I was in Spain, traveling by Renfe, actually they have Wi-Fi. So you don't have to actually put your phone, in airplane mode. This is one of the things I was working and things like that. So yes, not all of them will have, but it's, it makes simple like that. Is the amount safe for a group or individually? So the Norma, I don't know specifically where the amount safe for 450. That usually any special that we do is usually by by double occupancy. So if it's $800, will be by 2 people. But also if there is an extra person, 3 people or 5 people, there is also extra discounts. If there is any specific on it, you can do that too. Then from up to 4 until 2020, what is the discount for agents? 20%. 20% is the discount for travel advisors. Okay, 20% discount on it. And I think, Alish, this is all for today. I think it's time to thank you, everyone, to say thank you to Baxter Media for the opportunity to showcase Railbookers today, and hopefully to see everyone one of these days, and have an amazing week.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thank you, Yvonne, and the whole Railbookers team. Have a great rest of your week, everyone, and hope to see you soon. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.